Welcome back everyone, Questine here with more Age of Empires 4, the fall of Bayeux. In Normandy, William the Conqueror's sons ignited a bitter feud over control of their empire.
William the Conqueror had recaptured York from the rebels. Now he wanted to teach them a lesson for defying him. He began a brutal campaign of destruction to crush any further resistance. Known as the Harrying of the North, villages and crops were destroyed. It is said 100,000 people were killed. With ruthless efficiency, William the Conqueror had secured obedience in his new kingdom. But it wasn't to last. It would be thrown into chaos by his own children. When William the Conqueror died in 1087, his favorite son succeeded him. King William II, known as William Rufus. But 13 years into his reign, disaster struck. While out hunting, he was killed. William's youngest brother took his place as King Henry I. But there was a problem. At the time, Henry's elder brother, Robert, Duke of Normandy, had been on crusade. When he returned, he was furious that Henry had grabbed the throne. From Normandy, Robert attempted to invade England to claim the crown from his brother. But he failed and returned home. In retaliation, Henry struck back. In a reversal of 1066, he crossed the Channel and invaded Normandy, intent on undermining his brother Robert's rule. His first target was Bayeux. This rich and splendid city was one of the jewels of Normandy. Henry was to begin his campaign by unleashing his forces on the city. Bayeux was about to feel the wrath of the English army.
Okay then, the fall of Bayeux. King Henry I descended on Bayeux with the full force of his army, intent on taking what he believed was his. Very well. Now, the loading screens in this game are quite long. And before you ask, I do have this game installed on an SSD. One of those fancy SSDs, an NVMe. It's not too bad eventually, but it does start slow. Normandy, 1105.
In the brotherly feud over Normandy, King Henry I set out to make an example of Bayeux, a town still loyal to his brother Duke Robert. Henry's archers took up position on high ground outside the city and faced an immediate attack by Robert's cavalry patrol. Having deployed their palings, Henry's archers were well protected against the cavalry charge.
So we have longbowmen.
They defeated the first patrol.
Alright, there's another group of put some more palings. Good. Let's attack.
As Henry set his sights on burning Bayeux, more reinforcements arrived to join his army.
He'll die if I let him in there. That's a lot of archers. That's way too many archers, but we are facing a lot of knights. What's his special ability? Attack move, the game says, fuck you, dude. Alright, so those are feudal age knights, so they're not as strong. Alright, we need to get there.
The English approached Bayeux and saw that its towering stone walls would not be breached by manpower alone. Henry would need siege equipment and a defensible location to construct it.
Alright, so we need to capture a village. Right here. Fall back. Oh my gosh. They don't give up, do they? Alright. So we need to cross the river, huh? Is that the case? It does seem to be the case.
Henry now called for the services of a blacksmith to bolster the siege effort.
Your way on Herefrath. Each timber face.
Idzie bruke dat.
What surface of each gap? Yes, sir. West Duhala. Sona. That shule Bayeux. Yes, off each gap. Each a worker. Okay, on your celly.
What surface? Ike om je cel.
An ridende sweat. Yea, I come ganda. Andente to servant. Certes. Ich gar sweat. Ich rede forth.
With a blacksmith on hand, Henry's infantry would soon be ready to construct siege equipment. Henry's presence on the doorstep of Bayeux would not go unanswered, and now his forces braced for an attack by Robert's army. Henry repelled the attack, but he knew that so long as Bayeux still stood, the city would not give up the fight.
And you work it. Yaru to work.
On your worker.
Fair are you?
Berende new. Each timber theos. What third heading off? Each a worker.
And you work it.
On your worker.
Idzie bruke dat.
Hestes commende.
What surface? That should have been timber.
What surface then?
Ike is.
Where are you?
Fuse to duty.
Abuga, Strail Border. Paragonga on way.
Yes,
Equil.
An assertus. Obeisance is an Fuse to servant. Obeisance, yea, I come ganda. It's living.
yes, and you work.
Thine hestes.
On your worker. Yes, sir. West Duhala.
Look at you, andente to serve.
On motor. Din Hester, Bayeux.
Kurtis, in the sun.
There are you work. Hestes commende. Yeah, it's a winner. It's a winner, Hugh.
Aeona, yada, yada.
Kurtis! Ja!
The Strela, Boom Strel, Flambeau on Styria.
Kurtis, stand in the yard!
Steden, je sadly at all.
Ja, voor de Gende onduel delicious. Alla Kurtis! Ja!
Ja.
Fully in the case. Nu Bayeux CM.
You did. Eoridas, Farah.
And your work, eh?
And your work, eh? That's Shule Bayeux Timbrand.
For where they here? Go.
Did you feel your sir?
Fair.
Faradon. What, Hessa?
Yes, sir. West Duhala.
For where they here? Each will. Redende ut. Each will redan. Farende nu. Ansagan! Each will. Reader Yaru. Go.
What's the fate? Yarway.
Yeah? Redende ut.
Your reader.
Yaru to work.
Yeah.
Each
Yeah.
Timbratheos.
Yes, sir. West Duhala. Yes, sir. West Duhala.
And your worker. And your worker. Each a worker.
What, Hessa? Farende nu.
Yes, sir. West Duhala. Each Brucada. Yes, sir.
Strela
West
Fusa.
Duhala.
Yet alles with.
What third faith, eh?
What the fate? Undershot thing on!
What can they do?
Alla Kurtis! Ja, sadly at Opa! Kurtis, stand in the yard! Ja, vi kan göra det! Huska! Dein Hestis!
Reader Yard. Each will redan.
Break it! Yeah!
Yeah? Each yera.
And you were Gongende new. Each Timbratheos.
And your worker. Each Timbratheos.
For where? Go. Each yera. Fair on the sword! Each will redan.
Yeah.
And your worker heading off. Each a worker.
Strela Boron.
Yes, sir. West Duhala.
Yaru to work.
Henry's infantry could now construct battering rams, siege weapons designed to break open fortress walls.
What third they do? Each, you say, yes, sir. It will do it. Off each of that. Cheer, last hair. Each Timbratheos.
Gerd uppe von Refa.
Are you right at each yera?
Fatessa, Varindinu.
Yarway. Yaru has some.
Ayored Yaru. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Cheerless here. Yes, sir. Understood.
Did you be there?
Yeah, Foliende Hesa. Fridende ut.
Yes, sir. Bestrel Boran. See Yarwe. Garwiga. Garu. Ferath.
It shall be Tinchebray feast.
What has this?
Yarway Iawala. What's their face, eh?
Wesson Frankenson! Folly.
Hark, mate.
Steady for Aoridas. Hellsborough. Yes, your is
Hit bad.
Here we are. Remen Garu. Hurra. Yeru.
Donde Swaharten.
Yeru Sierra Yaru.
Yedita Upa. Readeth Aoridas.
It shall fall hard, man. It shall. Yaru has some. That timber shall be.
Yoward. Ichawilla.
Full day hit. Buscala. Yal Yaru.
Bayeux.
Buscala. Hildebus.
Aoridas. Aoridas. Hellsborough. Readeth Aoridas. Ichafolie. Yesadli Athopa. Aoridas. Lis leteth Uskan. Ayored Yaru.
And your worker? Yes, sir. West Duhala.
Buscala. Helagonga. Buscala. Hildef. We have a Hessa. Let's get us now a porter.
At least they've Vala. Hester Agnawa.
One day hit.
Here and the Hesters.
With the power of battering rams, the English army could crack open Bayeux's mighty walls.
Hesters, come on. Yedu Siaru Yaru. What? Yedu Siaru Wergende. Yedu Siaru Yaru. Stray Ram Yaru. Base and Yeru. Yedu Siaras Wendende. Where's the other quarter?
Yedu. Astira. Garwiga. Buscala. Stand. It is not.
What Hesters? Yedu Siaras Yaru. Scandal. It is Sabina War. Ram Yaru. Yedu Siaru Yaru. Stick your way.
Word written.
Yahweh! Strange!
Fera. Ayo Wigan.
Ayo Wigan! Hild Hafarachi Muscala! Abuja! Bien donde banda! Stand for order! This is the
Bayeux's walls had failed, and Henry's men could now storm the city. Robert's garrison made a last stand to defend Bayeux, but Henry would show no mercy in cutting them down and burning their city.
Vlad Weissenger, Piero Saras, Wendende! There, Hesta, Nawa! Warnia! Knites! In Frida Dur, Fulbefuga, Strel, Weissindon, Sekende, Jaru, Uppe, Graviaro, Erende, Hestas! Knites! Frida Dur, Fulkas! Knites! Mida Warda! Jette Hummer, Order! Jaru, Hessam!
Yaru to work. Gabriel, yes, sir. West the
Sweden, my off, say your gender! Stress, Bora, Bebe! Jarmo, Stiga! Of the centers! Stand each a will! Up, and then take to servant! Lina hit! The Monsteria! Alla Schwitter! Hey, already! Jarward! Hey, already! Jarward! A Stiga on way! Yes, go! Go! Sträck upp the charge! I hestage, go! For Sjötinde! Flamboga! A run! Stand! Hey, already! Help Reader! Hey, already! Jarward! Din hästa! Vi Seras Jaro! Sie! Weissenger! Erende hästen! Point! Jag kan vara bak, we got! Bayeux. Knick, Remmer, Fight better, Fruta, Streng, Waisin, Piero Saras, Wendende. Pier Heana, Piero Saras, Barende. Knick, yeah! Ich shall lay the yard! Wunderfunder, Hilde, shall be on down! We are dead to serve. Our Mederic yard! Stand and Fabricano! Waisin, Jerwin! On Styria! A food, Bayeux, and Alain to hear it! Bestrel, Lorem, Jäger! Jette Flatboga, a run! Järwar! What head? On Styria! Hey, on each a win! Apocryphus! Yeah! Jänimus! Anshara! Kritus! Skandinavia! Jättikumma! Order! Jänimus! Läsa! On Stefana! Piero! Fine! Konda! And Arne to hear it! For Quadne Becker! Hey, Orenas! A Stiga! On way! Yeah, you better, Wiccan! Piero! Sieras! Yeah! Hey, Orenas! Hummer! On straight! Winner! Piero Saro under Hildesura! Hummer! On! Krikari shall lay the yo! At me the wonder! Jarveta! Let's come at honor! Ik eom, Shoko! Krita! Utrida nu! Kurtis! It's living to hear them! Of my swap! Yet each year! My piano sit on days, Wahander! Kritas! For the hit! Strudel! It's a vida! My piano! Kayala! Piano! A vida! Hey, on a stinger! On way! We said Jerwin! Utrida nu! Kurtis! At me the wonder! Strel Lorem! Jäger! Kritis! In and a shot! Wonder! Jäger! Strel bara! Jäger! Går Anton way! Strel Lorem! Sitte! Piero Sieras Jaro! He shall lay the yo! Ik eom, Shoko! Wasted Jerwin! Suze to seven! Up, left of the sky! Strel Lorem! Jäger! Why has this? Piero Hesta Agdawa! Fight Piero Serra! A Fuga! Strel Lorem! On Monath! Jaru Hestis, understood. Datjevits var hatten. As du hättest Leon dina hit. Yes. Kritis shall lay the yo! Yes, sir! And up in the sweat! One, a stiger, one, food! Alle Strel Lorem! Jäger! Vlad Echeom Gangende. Bayard May. And then take to servant! Jäger! Strel! Officials in half man! Rab!
Yes, sir.
Fine, Vero Sarah.
Alright, Bayeux has
burned,
been...
and the people fled in terror. King Henry basked in the victory over his brother Duke Robert. But Henry would not stop until all of Normandy was back under the English crown.
Well, isn't he a charming fellow? So, that was just the basic siege, if you will. Okay. Level 9. Now this
William
is
the Conqueror had recaptured York. By 1100, the medieval knight was dressed from head to toe in mail.
Mail is really like a metal fabric. It moves and behaves like a cloth, but is actually made of hundreds and thousands of interlocking iron rings.
It could turn and deflect a sword blade.
As an armor, mail didn't work all by itself. It needed the addition of a padded coat. The coat absorbed the shock of the blow, whilst the mail turned away the cut. Together, they formed an incredibly effective protection.
The first stage in making mail was to create wire to the right thickness. To do this, it was pulled through a drawing plate, which had a series of ever smaller holes, until you got wire of the desired gauge.
To make the rings, we wind the wire onto a mandrel.
And then we take it off the mandrel and cut the rings.
So I've flattened the overlapping ends of the ring, and I've pierced a hole through it. And now Nick has to put a rivet in it. The basic construction of mail would be a ratio of 4:1. So each ring goes through 4 of its fellows. Here you can see I've made a set of 5, which will then be joined to other sets of 5 to create a sheet of mail.
Mail had to be tailored to a perfect fit. It had to be shaped for feet and legs, arms and hands, and, of course, the head. A skilled mail maker could make very precise shapes.
Of course, for more complicated parts of the body, like elbows, we can actually tailor it in 2 different directions at the same time.
Yeah, so if we fold this in half, we have an elbow.
One of the main benefits of tailoring in mail was that it meant a knight didn't have to carry a single ring of extra weight that he didn't need to.
The mail to cover a knight from head to toe required about 200,000 rings.
High-status knights would have had their mail edged with gold, but most importantly, it had to be functional.
Clad in mail with his shield and helmet, the knight was well equipped to face the weapons of the day.
Okay, so we've taken Bayeux.
While Bayeux burned, King Henry pressed his advantage. Seizing key fortifications and buying the loyalty of powerful lords, Henry loosened his brother's grip over Normandy. At Tinchebray in 1106, brother would fight brother for final claim to their father's lands.
Alright, the Battle of Tinchebray. King Henry's the first bid for Normandy hinged on capturing his brother, but the castle at Tinchebray protected Duke Robert. Henry would take any measure necessary to lure him out.
Determined to claim Normandy and capture his brother, Duke Robert, King Henry besieged the castle at Tinchebray.
That is not going to succeed.
But the direct assault on the formidable stone castle was failing. Unable to breach the towering walls, the king devised a new plan to capture his brother.
Oh, let's hear it.
Henry would force Robert to defend his lands from attack by razing the villages of Martigny and Fresnes.
Yes, sir. Nu ishall lede jou. Fourth warde frekkes, mit baldenes. It ishall lede jou. Yeah, way wigenda.
A king who cannot protect his people will not be king for long.
Fourth warde frekkes, mit baldenes. Yeah?
To goad Robert out of his stronghold, Henry's men would burn the village to the ground. The village of Martigny was destroyed, but still Robert did not emerge to face Henry outside the castle. Henry would have to raise the stakes. Next, he targeted the village of Fresnes. Henry received word that Robert had sent for a fresh army to aid in defending his position at the castle. Henry had to eliminate these new forces before they could combine with the garrison at Tinchebray. Henry could buy reinforcements from nearby allies, if he could procure the gold to pay them. Henry sent gold to his ally in men and received fresh reinforcements. By eliminating Robert's incoming army, Henry had thwarted his brother's attempt at strengthening the castle's defenses. Henry sent gold to his ally in Brittany, and in return, a detachment arrived to bolster his numbers.
Well, that is not really great. I think I should have saved my gold to try and get more knights. Oh, gold.
Nu bereth we gan. Strain, yes, Dithe. Look at your Kurtis. It's live to hear it. It is seeker for actors. For warde freckes, mit baldenes.
Alright, that's gonna be even more gold.
Yeah, let us go. Kurtis, in the top. Dein Hestig. Kurtis, stand in the eye. Is Ane Atu. Kurtis, stand in the yard. And Anton, yes! Yeah! Dog nested, we sandente to serve. Yeah, ik kam Konda. Alles with it. Yaru Hesso! And Abichgar Swahet. Nu, Turkes, set certes. Dein Hess andente to serve. Nu, an are to he for arneth, Mester Atus Krites. Dein Hess ik rede for. Redende sweat. Alle Krites ja, let it rede. Yes, our Dendes they are. Yeah! Krites, standende in best good effect. Huskala standet jaru.
Alright, I can get I can get 20 archers. I think I'll want those 20 archers actually.
Certes. Krites, stand in the yard. Fuset redende suahet. Ich live to hear it. Krites, utride nu. Obesi ik rede for. There, Sweden, by up, say attende. Alla Krites, ja.
Okay.
At the hands of Henry's army, the village of Fresnes was in ruins. Henry's provocations had paid off. Robert finally emerged from the castle to face his brother in open battle.
I don't have the men for that. We need to find more gold.
All of surface. It's libe to hear it. Makiet what cometh on. Apple read it. Thou apple tokus. For honest Mr. Apple Kritas. A data to serve. Kritas, duty is none more dead. All certain, I Estes. Leon Sterande Tima.
Henry's ally in Bayeux sent reinforcements in exchange for gold.
Duty is none more dead. All of you peth good feckle, Knitas. All is with new Poliende. Let us read it. Arthur, read it. Arthur Focus. Dimension to what they are. Knit on yes, they're on that team. Ah, for order! Knitas! New letter is gone. Strelb need a hit. It is seat for the 12 dead friends. It Balden. Again! Yeah, we are.
Alright, so I'm just gonna have to restart and play again. That was quite a lot, unfortunately. So I need gold. And I need to make sure I have the largest number of men available from the start. So some longbows. Don't waste your fucking gold getting... don't waste gold in any way. Getting the cheapest army, because that's just a waste of gold. I need knights, and I need... And I'm not even gonna destroy the villages. Okay, so
Henry would force Robert to defend his lands from attack by razing the villages of Martigny and Fresnes.
Yet the Redditch, yeah, cometh honor. Reader, it's will read No, to all is with it. Reader, Poliende Hesa.
And I need to minimize my casualties.
Obey's duty is none burden. Sweden, may I attend? Knickers, in the sun. Strip on. Galway forward, redende ult. Huskala stand mit ich will. Kritis Lina. JKPrimative mit mig. Huskala stand Abuga strek. Standard. Yeah, on Styria strelbora. Yes, sir. Jerwa. Jaru hesum. Huskala. Onda je teba. On Lisa. Forward Baron. Huskala Hildefus!
To goad Robert out of his stronghold, Henry's men would burn the village to the ground.
Alright, so the goal should be to try and divide and conquer as much as possible.
What it's will read out.
Alright.
are to hear. Redende sweat.
Stremor! Siste!
Nine Hestes.
Afuga! Moliende!
Obeys
You take it! The court lecture! Ye better!
Who's any Crix? Andente to serve.
For where to here? Huda!
It is Sita for actor.
Reader ya Barendenu.
Nu, I shall lay the yow. Certus. Markiet yet obey each live to hear it. Each will. Thine Hestes, redende sweat. Each live to hear it.
Alright, just gonna try and collect as much gold as I can find.
Thine Hestes, yea, I come gun. Markiet, look a yow be it red. Dute is none burden. Each gas sweat.
Yeah, fully in.
Obey each gas sweat.
Hattet je hända! Ungefär bealo!
Foot, yea, I come gun.
Reader it's will reader.
An are to redende sweat.
Yeah, ga up.
Foos exertus.
Yeah, Huda.
Thine Hestes, ik reader forth.
What has it's jera? Redende ut. Reader je Barendenu.
An redende sweat.
Nu sterande, team.
Obey, yea.
Okay, I don't necessarily think I'm gonna find anything here.
Redende ut.
Thine Hestes, alles with it. Andente to serve. Each und.
Build shield it!
Each gas sweat.
Andente to servant!
Certus.
For where the ga up.
Foos each gas sweat. Ik reader forth. Yea, ye come back.
Yes. But it's a will.
Obey, ik reader forth.
Yeah, indeed a hit.
Yea, ye come back.
Good flinch.
Thine Hestes, redende.
Strel Beth we got. Garwigan cometh on. Strel Bora. Sithe. Court lecture! Stand Garu.
Alright, we do have these hardened spearmen.
Let us guard. Stirande teamer.
I wonder if I should just get the...
Don't do that.
Alright, let's go to Montigny.
Redende ut. Voljende hesa. Huda.
Ready for fourth war defrankers.
So I have 1,500 gold. That's enough for 3 sets of knights and dismounted knights. That's gonna be my army. I mean, I could get a decent amount of archers as well. Maybe a combination. Let me just save over here. I mean, we gotta weigh the pros and cons of each per approach. By the way, right now,
the village of Martigny was destroyed, but still Robert did not emerge to face Henry outside the castle. Henry would have to raise the stakes. Next, he targeted the village of Fresnes.
okay, so we got the save.
Henry could buy reinforcements from nearby allies, if he could procure the gold to pay them. Henry sent gold to his ally in men, and received fresh reinforcements.
Well, that
Henry
is a
received
massive
word
army.
that Robert had sent for a fresh army to aid in defending his position at the castle. Henry had to eliminate these new forces before they could combine with the garrison at Tinchebray.
This mountain knight, heavy infantry. That's how you do it.
By eliminating Robert's incoming army, Henry had thwarted his brother's attempt at strengthening the castle's defenses.
Alright. The knights are gonna destroy the village over here. This is gonna be our battlefield. Or
At
maybe
the hands of Henry's army, the village of Fresnes was in ruins. Henry's provocations had paid off. Robert finally emerged from the castle to face his brother in open battle.
wait, where is he anyway? Ah, there we go. Okay, there he is. He's not moving. Shame my knight got bogged down by that wave of spearmen there on the side. He had a lot. It's done.
King Henry's tactic of luring Robert into the open had worked. Henry captured his brother, and Normandy was his.
Alright. In Henry I's quest to retain Normandy from his brother, he burned the city of Bayeux and beset the countryside with war. But it would be a backroom deal with the lords of Caen that would secure this great stronghold for England. Henry had such immense wealth that he was able to buy the loyalty of his brother's barons. One such defector captured the lords of Caen and brought them to Henry. Henry made the deal with his prisoners, give up the fortress of Caen without a fight, and in return for betraying their duke, receive lands and riches from the English king. Remembering the fate of Bayeux, none refused. Caen became an important stepping stone in Henry's conquest of Normandy.
While Bayeux burned, King Henry pressed.
Okay. So that was the Battle of Tinchebray. And we also had Bayeux. Two heavyweight kings fought face to face to decide the fate of Normandy. I wonder what this is about. Let me just check something.
William the Conqueror's sons had resolved their long feud over Normandy, with King Henry wresting possession away from his brother. But the French King Louis VI would not accept Henry's heir as the future Duke of Normandy.
Alright, so we'll deal with that later. Costine signing out. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and enable notifications. Stay tuned for more because we have more to deal with. I'll play that cinematic in the next video.